Hi, good morning. We will go ahead and get started. My name is Jen Cox. I'm happy to announce our speaker for today, Jesse Chaffin. Our program is underwritten by an educational grant program through OSU GME. A disclosure statement has been signed and is on file in the GME office. The Cloud CME activity code for today's grade rounds is 1593. Today's code is 1593. Jesse has worked to promote and enable student, faculty, and staff well-being in higher education for almost a decade. He is passionate about evidence-based practices to promote, enable, and assess progress towards wellness goals, and is committed to researching the value of co-curricular activities across higher education. Prior to arriving at OSU, he worked at Manford Schools, where he worked as an assistant football coach for 2 years. As the head of the Department of Wellness, he has responsibility to develop health and well-being programs for the OSU CHS faculty, staff, students, and residents in our institution. And he serves as a partner and advocate for our associates in the OMICO program. In addition to his professional roles, Jesse recently decided to continue his education by pursuing a doctorate in healthcare administration with hopes of merging his current knowledge of public health with the operational side of medicine. Please welcome Jesse Chaffin.
Thank you. It's really cool to see a lot of the familiar, I would say faces, but everybody's got their camera turned off, so I'll just say familiar names. For those of you that don't remember me, my name's Jesse Chaffin. I run the Department of Wellness here at OSU Center for Health Sciences. And today we're going to be going over all of our resident wellness resources. And then towards the very end, I'll kind of show you all our website. That way, all of this information can be easily accessed via the web. So I'll go ahead and try and share my screen here. Hopefully that is working correctly. Can everyone see the presentation? Perfect. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get going. So here's my contact information up top. I'll also share our department wide email address towards the end of this presentation, but let's go ahead and get rolling. So today we're going to overview just kind of the basic things that our department has available for each and every one of you. So we'll go over the basic campus recreation opportunities that we have. We have on-campus counseling services as well as an external vendor that can provide those too. We'll go over a lot of our trainings and workshops that we have available. There's also a self-help tool kind of platform online that we utilize. And then, you know how I guarantee every single person on this call. So I think we have some department chairs, we have some supportive faculty, we have first-year residents. I guarantee every single person in this call has, like, in the kitchen or in your garage or somewhere, has like a junk drawer full of all of those things that you just cannot get rid of because they're so important, but they don't necessarily fit in their own category. So that's what our additional resources kind of is. So we'll hit that at the very end. All right, so let's get going. So first off, campus rec. So on campus here in Tulsa, we have a fitness center that's available for all of you to utilize free of charge. So, and it's open anywhere between 5 a.m. and 12 a.m. Every day of the week. We're open most holidays. As long as the campus itself is open and operational, our fitness facility is completely open for everybody. All you have to do is go to security and get yourself one of the campus ID badges. And then as you go to enter the fitness facility, there's a QR code on the outside of the door. You scan that QR code, input your basic enrollment information, complete our waiver process, and then we get your card activated within 24 hours. And then all you have to do is swipe your card on the outside of the door. It unlocks the magnet to release the door, and then you can go in. We also have group fitness classes on campus. That'll be found on our website or within the fitness facility itself. We have a calendar in there. We do a number of different fitness classes throughout the year, ranging from total body to yoga to hip hop step. I mean, we've done a little bit of everything. We have intramural sports that are also available here on campus, both in Tahlequah and in the Tulsa area. We run roughly 12 different sports every year. We have, your basic flag football, soccer, things of that nature. But we also do more on the virtual side. We try to do a weekly 5K, 10K run, like a race to where people submit their times. We also do some biking opportunities. We're just now starting to dabble a little bit in the e-gaming platform to kind of attract people from more of a virtual audience to connect and kind of build that sense of community in a virtual setting. Also, as many of you may well know, Tulsa is surrounded by a ton of just concrete structures, but just outside of Tulsa, there are very much opportunities to get outside. So that's where our outdoor adventure group kind of comes into play. We have a number of different events throughout the year, just meant to get people out in nature, because we know how beneficial it is to just get outside every once in a while, get outside of the city and go on hikes. We've done outdoor photography trips. I know Tahlequah is working on a possible float trip and things of that nature. So keep those in mind if you ever see those come across your email, if you're interested. Our fitness facility also offers personal training. Now that does come at a fee because we have to pay a personal trainer to offer those services, but that is something that is available that you can schedule through our facility. We also have a partnership with the YMCA of Greater Tulsa. So if you're a OSU, here's the confusing part. If you're an employee of OSU Center for Health Sciences, if your check comes from OSU Center for Health Sciences, we have a partnership with the YMCA of Greater Tulsa and Oklahoma City. If your paycheck is coming from St. Francis or OSU Medical Center or someone else in the OMICO group, then I believe OSU Medical Center has a partnership that's separate from ours for residents in the Tulsa area. So kind of keep that in mind. Also, there's in Tahlequah, I didn't put this on here, but Marcoma, which is the tribal facility in Tahlequah, we also have a partnership with them to where you get pretty affordable membership rates over on that side of the state. Okay, counseling resources, counseling services. On campus, we have 3 different counselors that are available to see our students and our residents. So if you want to schedule an appointment, all you have to do is go to CHS Counseling Services. I apologize for the typo. If you see that, services should have an E in there. .as.me/schedule. That will bring up our counseling schedule. You can schedule virtual visits or you can attend in person. So we have 2 here in Tulsa, and then we have 1 in Tahlequah, and I'll go over their names here in just a second. We also have Guidance Resources. This is the virtual platform I was telling you about, that external vendor that you all have access to. So basically what Guidance Resources is a platform for kind of that work-life integration on giving you tools and things online to kind of help navigate that process efficiently. But then also they have a counseling component to where if you encounter for any reason you feel like you need counseling services, you get up to 10 free sessions per incident per year with a local provider to your geographic location. So let me describe that a little bit more in detail. So if you are, let's say you recently had a family member pass away and you want to get in touch with a counselor, go through some grief counseling and things of that nature. What you would do is call that number, 866-591-8345. You would call that number, tell them that you are a resident associated with Oklahoma State University Center for Health Sciences, and you wish to see a counselor. And then they basically ask you a little bit of information, but mainly they're trying to find out where you're located. That way they can send you a list of counselors to that geographic location. Now, this can happen a couple different ways. They can either send you a list, which is like I've used these counseling resources as an employee. They can send you a list for you to choose from. Or what you can do is have them help facilitate the referral process, and they can actually help get your first appointment set in stone. So if you want to access the counseling services, 866, and then the rest of the phone number there. If you want more of those online tools that I talked about with work-life integration, you go to the website. Now, again, I mentioned 10 free sessions per incident per year. So let's say you had that the grief sessions earlier on in the academic year. Later on in the year, let's say you are dealing with a separate issue. Let's say you are having some work issues with your supervisor, and you want to go through some coaching on communication and things of that nature. You can go, and again, you call this number, you'll get 10 additional free sessions for that incident. So that it's endless. So no matter what the incident is, as long as it's different than ones you've experienced previously, then you get 10 free sessions for those visits. So keep that in mind. Also online, the web ID, OK State SAP. Here are our counseling staff. So we have Brian Gotch. He's located here in the Tulsa area. We have Sean Cooper is also in Tulsa. And then Jen Hartman is located on our new Tahlequah campus. All of them are available for students and residents. They have fluctuating hours depending on who you prefer. It just depends. But they're available and ready to see you all if ever needed. Okay, so let's get into the training portions of our offerings. So we have mental health first aid, QPR or question, persuade, refer, talk saves lives. We have Cognito, which is more of a simulation-based atmosphere. Our employee wellness coordinator, Kelsey Ashwood, has developed a number of different wellness workshops that are available. And then also we have our Wellness Innovator program. So I'll go into those a little more in detail now. So first, we have mental health first aid. This one is a bit of a commitment. It's 8 hours long. You can either split that up and do it completely virtual. You can do it completely in person, or there's a blended option to where the virtual component is 4 hours on your own time. And then the in-person session is 4 hours here at a scheduled date and time on campus. Now, what this training does is it doesn't necessarily train you on how to be a therapist, but it gives you a basic understanding and a basic education on some of the mental health issues that are out there and that exist, and then how to recognize some of the signs and symptoms of those. And then, of course, the ultimate goal is to offer accurate resources to those individuals that you may encounter. Next, we have QPR, question, persuade, refer. This one is specifically dedicated to suicide prevention. So it teaches you how to properly ask the question if someone is suicidal or having suicidal thoughts. And then, of course, we're always working to persuade them to not take their own life. And then again, as before, the ultimate goal is to refer them accurately to the proper help channels that may be out there. That is a 1 hour commitment, and we have one that's available virtually that is completely on your own time. We have that on our website, and then also we can schedule in-person sessions as well, depending on how many people you all may have that are interested. Talk Saves Lives is another 1 hour commitment. It's basically the same template as QPR, except for it's a little bit different educational platform and curriculum. So this one, again, just expands knowledge on suicidality, gives you proper steps on how to intervene with an individual, and then, of course, ultimately refer that person to help. Cognito, I mentioned very briefly earlier that this is a suicide prevention training, but it's really based on a simulated experience. So what you'll do is go onto the platform and it'll give you a few options on things that you would like training on, and to kind of get that exposure therapy to, and walks you through these simulated experiences to where it will then coach you on how you may be performed throughout that process, and coaching you on how you could possibly do better in the world of suicide prevention and offering supportive resources. Wellness workshops. This is a development that we've created internally with our employee wellness coordinator, Kelsey Ashwood. So these are just some that she has done in the past. This is, of course, not the end all be all. If you all have specific interests within your departments, then you can submit a request form and we can do a customized workshop specifically for you all. I know that there are a handful of them that aren't on this list. I know that she's done some on communication. She has done some on team building and things of that nature. So this list is not the only things that she is comfortable presenting on. Feel free to submit a request for anything that you may have under the sun for your department. And again, I'll go through the website at the very end, and we'll kind of go through how to make those requests and what our online platforms look like. Oh, sorry, let me go back real quick. These can be anywhere between 15 minutes to, I mean, I know it says a 1 hour commitment, but we've done longer than 1 hour at times. And these serve really, really good for those kind of departmental in-service trainings that you guys already have slated in your schedule for didactic hours. We know that there are certain wellness requirements throughout the year that you all kind of have to meet. So if you want to help, if you want some help meeting those, feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to kind of help serve you all. I know that she's already been working with, I believe, internal medicine and maybe another group on developing a specific curriculum based on the residents' identified needs in those groups. So again, that's another opportunity that is available if you guys are interested in partnering more with the Department of Wellness. Okay, Wellness Innovators. This is a training that is a 1 hour time commitment. It is in person. We may be looking forward to some opportunities virtually, but right now, as it stands, it's in person. What is an innovator? An innovator is essentially a person that has been trained by our department on all of the resources and services that are available a little more in detail than what you all are getting exposed to today. And then the goal is to essentially plant that seed or plant that person within their department as a trained individual on everything that's currently available to offer, but then also to come in that system with an open mind to possibly creating their own wellness initiatives and their own wellness programs. Because we know that every single department, every single program has their own unique culture that we may not know about. So it's always best if we can try and find a way to plant that seed within the departments to kind of hopefully grow that from internally. You can be one of the identified wellness champions that are interested in this. You can be one of the residency coordinators that are on here, program director. It can literally be anyone within your department that has a passion for creating change in a positive manner in the world of health and wellness or health promotion. You're also tapped into the greater innovator system once you become an innovator. I believe we have upwards, I'd have to go back and check with Kelsey. I think we have upwards of 40 different innovators within the CHS system. And then you get tapped into that culture to where there's tons of idea sharing. You also have the opportunity to serve on our Employee Wellness Council, which just started this year. Tons of opportunities if you want to go down that route. Okay, now here we are in the kitchen or garage junk drawer that we kind of mentioned earlier. Just a little bit of everything that is too important for us to get rid of, but doesn't necessarily fit in its own category. So Therapy Assistance Online, or TAO, is an online self-help platform to where, let's say that you do not feel that you would like to go and see a counselor, you don't want to access any of the other external contractors or virtual opportunities that we have, but for whatever reason, you kind of want to take the reins and get some help and get some identified skills based on your own dedication and own time. You can go to TAO and you can basically access, I don't know how many learning modules and how many videos and how many kind of skills-based trainings that they have online, but it's endless. There are a ton available. We've had students access this for test anxiety and trying to kind of learning the different processes on navigating that efficiently to where it doesn't affect their academic performance. We've had people go through, again, I mentioned grief earlier. This has different modules specific to grief. They have meditation opportunities, all kinds of different things on this platform to where you can access it on your own time whenever you wish. Another opportunity that this platform offers is essentially creating an online training internally. So let's say someone in your department, whether it be your wellness champion or program director or coordinator, we can assign them as almost like the instructor of this class, and they can assign specific modules based on whatever your teams are identifying as problem areas or areas that are maybe needed for growth opportunities. we can create them as an instructor in the system, and basically they assign tasks to learners. And then those learners, or the coordinator, whoever's the instructor, can kind of track progress just like an online instructor would for an online class. So that's another opportunity that is available, again, to anyone on this call. The wellness support team. This is something that has been in the works, I believe, for going on 4 years now. We have 3 individuals on the CHS campus that field wellness support team referrals and reports. So basically what this is a small team of individuals that help field information on people that may be experiencing tough times or going through some hard times. And basically what happens is, let's say I was walking through the hallway, whether that's on campus or in the hospital or maybe in one of our clinics, and I come across a peer, I come across a faculty member, one of the supportive staff, anyone that I come across or come in contact with, and I have this conversation with them, but I notice that they're just not feeling themselves. Like they're definitely exhausted. They are having maybe some processing issues, or you can just tell that they're super fatigued and maybe need some additional resources or help. What you can do is submit a care report to the wellness support team about that experience and about that individual. And the wellness support team will reach out to that person and try to get them as much help and as much resources as possible to get the person back up to speed and get them kind of back on their feet and going in a positive direction. Once it's in, and again, the wellness support team is protected by HIPAA. So if you do make a report on someone, and then of course we're all curious at certain times to where we may reach out to the wellness support team by, hey, I'm just following up. Have you got a chance to meet with so-and-so? How's that going? They won't be able to share any of that information. They may be able to share that, hey, we're in contact, everything, we're working on it, but they can't share any details associated with that call whatsoever. So keep that in mind as well if you create a report on someone, because we don't want to breach any of their personal information and privacy. So okay, here are a number of different things that we also offer. Cooking demonstrations on our website. These are completely virtual, to where we have a number of different videos on our website. I know that I'm not the best chef that may be out there, but I have a little bit of skills. If you want to expand that knowledge and maybe expand some of your opportunities in the kitchen, you can go to this website, go to Easy Eats on our links that we have. And there are, I believe, roughly 20 to 30 different recipes that you can try. And it's all done pre-recorded in a kitchen setting, to where you can hopefully impress whoever else might be in your household in the kitchen. So keep that in mind if you're interested in expanding some of your skills in the kitchen. Fitness on the go is another option. We have a number of different fitness instructors in addition to our coordinator of campus recreation. What you can do is, we know that sometimes it's hard for you all to make it to campus for some of our fitness opportunities, whether that's classes or even personal training sessions and things of that nature. So what we have now is fitness on the go, to where you can request for us to come to you. Again, we have a number of different fitness instructors that are available for this. Now, the only thing is, this comes at a fee, because we have to hire a fitness instructor to come and serve that population. So there is a small fee for that. I believe it's maybe anywhere between, I think it's $30 to $50, something in that window. But we can come and we can do a specific fitness class or a group training exercise specifically for you all at your setting. Next is Pete's Pet Posse. If you guys are familiar with the GME office over at the OSU Medical Center, I'm sure you all have already met Obi and Laura. If you haven't, they're usually over there in that area of the GME wing, and they're available for visits. And we all know that, at least those of you that like dogs anyway, I know that there are some people out there that don't, but some of you that do, generally, whenever you go and you pet a dog, that whole stress and just everything that you may be dealing with just melts away. So We have pet therapy that is available both on campus and available for our clinic systems and over there in the GME office at the hospital. So if you're interested in having dogs more present in your area, you can go on our website and create a request form and fill out that information and let us know. That way we can get our teams scheduled. And I believe last but not least, we have crisis text line. So again, going back, some of you may not be comfortable going and having a face-to-face conversation with the counselor or doing a virtual visit, or you may not be comfortable utilizing any of the other platforms that we have. The crisis text line is through the American Foundation of Suicide Prevention, I believe. And all you have to do is text hello to 741-741. That will get you in contact with a licensed counselor, and you basically have a text conversation just like you were having a counseling session. The only thing that I want to remind you of is this is a live text conversation. If the conversation stalemates for, I think it's like a 10-minute window, then the counselor will reach back out to you via text and identify like, hey, are you still with me? Do you want to continue this session? If you don't respond within, a certain time frame soon after that, they unfortunately have to cut conversation and go on to a next client. So if you do text that number again, you'll be in touch with a different counselor. So just keep that in mind. It's just like you were having a face-to-face conversation, except for it's via text message. So that's another medium that is available for some of you that may not be interested in those face-to-face sessions. So keep that in mind. Okay, really quickly, before we hit the website, does anyone have questions about this material that we just covered? It looks like there's something in the chat. I'm just looking. Okay, it looks like it's all attendance based. Does anyone have any questions about the resources or services that we just discussed throughout this talk? If so, feel free to unmute and speak up. Okay, before we get to the website, here's my phone number that goes directly to my office, chs.wellness@okstate.edu. That is our service account that goes to everyone within the Department of Wellness, myself, our coordinator of campus recreation, and it goes to our employee wellness coordinator that we have as well. So keep those in mind. And again, our website is there at the end, medicine.okstate.edu/wellness. And we'll go ahead and click over to that right now. Hopefully this works. Can everyone see our wellness website right now? It should be titled Center for Health Sciences at the very top. I can't see anyone's video, so if you can, please unmute real quick or somebody type in the chat. Yes.
Jesse.
You can see it?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. All right, so we're going to scroll down. You're not alone. That's specifically to our mental health effort that we have here on the university campus rec, all that information there. And then we'll scroll all the way down here to resident wellness. Okay, so again, mental health resources, everything that we talked about today is right here on this, this site, everything that we spoke about. Go back, wellness workshops. If you're interested in these, again, if you want to schedule one, you go down to this website and you go down to online request form. You fill out this basic information about what you're looking for, where you are, things of that nature, and we can come and try and get you all served. Easy Eats, these are the videos that I mentioned. Again, tons of opportunities for quick, easy meals, kind of for that on-the-go lifestyle. Tons of videos right there, and then also a number of different recipes below that. Certified Healthy Departments. This is something I didn't discuss, but if you're interested, every spring we offer applications for this. It's basically for anyone that feels like you all are doing well for health and well-being, and you all are doing certain things kind of dedicated in that space. You can fill out this this application, and basically we submit awards for the OSU system as certified healthy departments. So if you all think that you're doing well, or if you just want to know what it's about, you can fill out the application and kind of see where your department is kind of as a baseline measure to possibly create some change moving forward. This goes to our HR website for employee benefits. This outlines the Innovator program that we mentioned. And then of course, Pete's Pet Posse, you click there and then you go to request an appearance. This will open up, again, another request form to where we need to know when, where, who we're serving, those types of things. That way we can get that information to our teams. And then of course, this links to the CLEAR website. Therapy assistance online, again, is right here. And then the wellness support team information is also right here. This is a flip book that outlines everything to do with the wellness support team. If you go into mental health resources and scroll down, this is the link that you will press to fill out a care report for any interested individuals that you may encounter. So that kind of outlines basically everything. Yeah, I can go back up here really quickly. This has everything for our campus rec opportunities, programs. This is where it'll kick you over to intramural sports, fitness opportunities, all of that stuff. Everything that we have to offer is on this website. So hopefully you all utilize it. And if you don't, feel free to send us an email if you just have simple questions. Again, chs.wellness@okstate.edu. I'll go ahead and stop sharing just to ask again, anyone with any questions right now before I let you go. Thank you all for one, thank you for having me. And then two, I hope to see you all more. I know it may be difficult getting over here to the university, but if there's ever a need to where we can come and visit you, do not hesitate to ask. We're more than happy to try and serve you all the best we can. So any questions whatsoever? If so, feel free to unmute and go ahead and speak up. All right, thank you guys. I really appreciate your time this morning.
Thank you, Jesse. Really appreciate you coming in this year again. Appreciate your support and great work and enthusiasm. So those in Zoom land, if you require any resources and you need any information, you can contact Jesse or our office here in GME. So thanks again. See you soon, Jesse.
Absolutely. Sounds good. Thank you all.